Hi, how are you? So today's topic is living with chronic illness. I have a lot of experience with this. I have suffered from depression since I was a little kid, and I became diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 21. And um, a few years ago, I got long COVID, POTS syndrome, glaucoma, chronic fatigue syndrome, Lyme disease. I have celiac disease as well. So I have a lot of chronic illnesses in which I'm constantly managing. So I know a lot about it. I can say when I first was managing the long COVID and the chronic fatigue and the POTS syndrome, I suffered from the waiting till I'm better syndrome. But then, well, anyone who knows me knows I'm not very good at waiting. So the waiting to get better wasn't going to cut it for me. So I began living my life again, and that is important. You can't wait to get better to live your life. You're alive today. Live every day. Make the most of every day. We are each on the planet for a limited time, and we do not know how long. And we get to make the most of every day. And no matter how hard it is at first, it will get better and it will get easier. Some chronic illnesses, I'll be honest, it's true. You may not get better, but you can learn to live with it, and you can learn to adapt some and figure out how to make the most of your life. And that is the absolute most important lesson. Learn to make the most out of each and every day. My mother, up until the day she died, she was so inspiring to me. So as her health began to decline, she fell off a porch, whatever I want to call it, and she scraped off all her legs, and she did not let that stop her. She had all these other chronic illnesses. She had heart disease, whatever. She had kidney disease. She had tons of major illnesses, but she continued to be active. When she had to use the walker, she used the walker. And my mother, she couldn't even really walk. She learned to ride an electric e-bike scooter. That is freaking amazing. I think we can all learn a little bit from that. We can all learn that even if we can't do everything that we would like to do, there are still things we can do, and we can learn new things at any age. Okay? So I used to be a big hiker. I have a dog. I love taking him out. This was really important to me. With my diseases that I have, walking is one of the harder exercises for me. I struggle with it. It tends to make me crash afterwards, like where I have to take a long nap in order to recover. It used to take days, but I can only go a certain distance, and I can't go super strenuous. This is just something I've learned. But does that mean I don't get to exercise anymore? No, I just had to figure out other ways. So I also have an e-bike, and I love my bike, and I pedal. I'm not just coasting along, going for the ride, but it makes me so happy to go out on my bike. And that joy is one of those things, like, I don't know if I would have appreciated it if I didn't have a chronic illness. Because I have a chronic illness, I'm like, this feels so good. I'm strong enough to go out here and exercise and be outside. This is freaking awesome. That is something that I feel really joyful about. And recently I started being able to paddle That also is joyful. I think that one of the critical things with managing a chronic illness is finding your joy. If you're someone like me, it's pretty easy to find your joy because I'm very joy motivated. I am like, I have to find something fun and do it because that's what gives me motivation in life. So, but some people struggle a little more. They just don't want, I don't want to say that, use the word want. They don't naturally seek out joy and fun. That's just me. I do that. But that's one of my strengths. Not everything is my strength. But another thing that's really important is sleep. You need to make time for adequate sleep. You need to get yourself on a good sleep schedule. You know, those days of an erratic sleep schedule, those are honestly something of the past. Honestly, no one should ever have that. Lack of sleep and sleep deprivation leads to so many illnesses. If there is one thing I can stress that doing, it is that. Stay hydrated. Hydration is so important. You need to maintain your hydration, your sleep. These are important. The thing that triggers my relapses in my illnesses, my flares, is stress. If there's anything that is going to send me over the edge and make me likely to have a relapse, it is stress. So I work really hard on stress management techniques because good stress, bad stress, it doesn't really matter if it's good or bad. It's stress is stress, and it affects your body. And the thing about it is, we cannot live in a world without stress. Stress is there, it surrounds us. So since that is the case, we need to learn to live with it. So what are things you can do to make life easier? And manage your stress. Practicing gratitude is a really easy, straightforward thing that anyone can do that does actually help alleviate stress. By practicing gratitude and thinking about things you're grateful for, you start shifting your brain away from the things that are stressing you out, things you don't like, things that aren't so pleasant for you. So it's this natural shift in your brain. It's like turning off a switch. So it's really, really helpful. Another thing that is really great is yoga. Yoga can count as physical exercise, and it also counts as meditation. So it's a twofer. And if you have a chronic illness, sometimes things that are two for one is really helpful. And if you only have time for 5 minutes of yoga, you still will reap the benefits. You're still moving your body. You're still lengthening those muscles. You're still stretching. Obviously, a little more time is better. But if your body's only able to do 5 minutes, and if you only have the mental energy for 5 minutes, 5 minutes is awesome. Do 5 minutes. But yoga is a great form of something wonderful for stress and relaxation. Meditation. I used to never do meditation, but I really love doing it. I put on my a meditation app, and then I just go and lie there and relax, and it calms my brain. It's really good. I also do Reiki on myself. You can go get a massage. You can have someone do Reiki on you. These are all things that one can do for relaxation. The other thing I do is I do this especially at work. So when work is stressing me out, I try to make sure to go for a walk over lunch to clear my brain, take a break from all that work and the stress that I'm doing, and just think outside. And just being outside and enjoying nature can really help calm your brain. The other thing for chronic illnesses is learning to say no. I am a people pleaser, and it was rough for me to learn to say no. No, I can't do that. You really have to learn your boundaries. What are your boundaries? I had to learn that I couldn't do everything. I couldn't, okay, for just to break it down into who I am. And maybe you're a little like me, and maybe you're already toned down. But for someone like me, I'm someone who crams as much possible into life as possible. So when my daughter went on her cancer-free trip, I had a binder full of our agenda because I wanted to make sure this trip to Hawaii was fantastic and we didn't miss out on anything. So I had a very detailed itinerary. I quickly learned when we were there that we couldn't relax at all in this place that is supposed to be like the land of relaxation because, well, we needed to be at A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And if we did not get up at the crack of dawn, we could not accomplish all these things. And we were not enjoying keeping up with my agenda. I have since, my daughter now lives in Hawaii, so I go to Hawaii all the time. My trips to Hawaii, I have learned, I don't schedule anything. I've learned that my favorite activity when I go there is to snorkel. I like to go to the beach and snorkel, see the turtles, hang out, play, see my daughter. So all I care about is a few trips while I'm there to the beach to go snorkeling and sit at the beach and do my thing. And I don't want to do all the zillions of activities that are available because I want my downtime. I want to rest and relax, and that's what makes me feel better and energizes me now. That being said, now that I'm so much stronger, I find myself, I take my dog for a walk, and then I go for a bike ride, and then I want to go swimming or just go over to watch a movie at my friend's house. I tend to go. If you're someone like me, you have to learn to tone that down. And what helped me get better was I toned it way down. My physical therapist, I had 2 different ones, and my doctors were all multiple times have had to tell me, and then when I start getting better and then I start overdoing it, they once again, baby, slow down. You have to bring it back, and then you can gradually build up. And then as you're gradually building it up, I've had to then tone it back again because when I have a flare, I tone it up. So I have had to learn. And then the thing about a chronic illness, to successfully manage it, you have to learn your body. You have to learn, what are your triggers? Is it food? Are you eating healthy? Are you eating the right things for your body? Or is it, like for me, I've learned stress is the absolute worst, but also food. If I don't eat the right food, then I start feeling cruddy. Like for instance, I was feeling tired and unmotivated and I didn't feel like cooking dinner tonight. So I was just like, I'll just skip it. But then I was sitting here and I was like, you can't skip it. You need to get up. You know what things are easy to cook. Go fix something, because you will progressively start feeling worse and worse and worse if you do not eat. So I got up and fixed something to eat. And I feel good. Look at me. I felt great. But it was just, I was feeling sluggish. I was feeling tired. And I didn't feel up to dealing with cooking. That's one of the hard things about having a chronic illness, is it really is hard to sometimes do the basic necessities of life. And sometimes you have to push yourself to do those. And sometimes because you have to say, I need to get my sleep, I need to have energy to cook dinner, yes, I cannot go to your party. And sadly, I can't go to Easter. I've had to cancel a trip that I really wanted to go to. I had an airline ticket purchased, and I had to go, you know what, I cannot go because I am on the fringe of a relapse, and if I go, I will go into a full-fledged crash. And that was painful for me to have to do, but I did it. And it's things like this that have helped me manage my illness and helped me get better. I will not say managing a chronic illness is easy, but I will say it's not impossible. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. You learn to adapt your life. You have to be willing to adapt your life. You have to figure out what are the things you can do that will make life easier. And I have so much I could share with you, but I don't want to bore you. And honestly, I would love to work with you. Let me help you figure out what are the things that are best for you.